Yeah. See, I fuck with bad bitches on qualified, shawty. Bitch ain't got shit together, nigga, shit together, how back? You know what I mean? You disqualified, shawty, you disqualified. You disqualified, shawty, you disqualified. Straight thirst, you disqualified.
What's going on, YouTube, social media world? It's your boy AnonymousBased, and I'm biggity back with a new reaction video. This time I'm here with something brand new from It's Complicated. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a like, share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites, and if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section. So, we are here with something brand new from It's Complicated. Shout out to you, brother. And the name of this video is called Risking Rejection. Rules of Modern Dating and Understanding Women. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Alright, we're going to see how crazy this gets. There's going to be a lot of capping going on.
If you were on a job interview, would you prefer to be the applicant submitting your resume or the one who's hiring?
The one who's hiring.
Why?
Okay.
Because I'd have power.
Okay.
Can you see the similarity between that situation and when a man approaches a woman for a date?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's applying to be in her life and she's the decider, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that an awfully privileged position to be in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that an awfully privileged position to be in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Why are so many women reluctant to admit they have privilege?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on the following statement? Dating for women is like shopping. Dating for men is like a job interview that he's paying for.
I agree somewhat.
Who faces more rejection, men or women?
I think men do, honestly.
I think men, yeah, I think men do.
Why?
Alright.
Because they have to shoot the shot first, usually.
There
so
we
I
go.
feel like, yeah, usually women have more of an opportunity to reject.
Men are always feel pressured to ask, and I feel like women don't feel as pressured, so they get turned down more.
Why are men expected to initiate just about everything leading up to a date or relationship?
Probably societal norms. I feel like it's getting better though, but
Probably stereotypes. Yeah, modern dating standards, I guess.
Why can't there be more give and take?
I think there is once you're like in the relationship, but I feel like it's hard in today's day and age because everyone's on social media, you know? So I feel like it's easier to just like text.
I mean, it's definitely changed. Like, if you think back then, a lot of the times, like, it was 100% guys are always going for it. And now I feel like, especially with dating apps and stuff, like, I find myself reaching out to some of the guys I match with first. But, like, I don't know. It's just like I think it's just like ingrained into you and you're like.
What's the worst response you got after rejecting a guy?
Probably just like ghosting.
They get angry. They're aggressive. They can be aggressive. Men can be aggressive.
They call you ugly after.
Oh, yeah. They say you're friends.
Well, I thought you were ugly anyways.
Have you ever been rejected, and if so, how did you react?
No.
I feel like something just might have not worked out or fizzled out, I suppose. But I've never like been rejected on the spot, I guess.
I have been rejected, and I usually play it cool.
Stop the cap.
You know what? If he doesn't want me, I don't want him.
In high school,
Yeah, right.
I definitely was rejected, and I feel like I was very like emotional back then, so I kind of like freak out, texted the guy and was like going off on him, but I don't know, I can't think of like recently.
How can a person stay motivated if they never have any success?
Again, you really need to question your entire being if you have no success.
Would you have confidence if you got zero attention from men?
No.
It makes things a lot more difficult to be confident because, yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to look at this from a guy's perspective because we can only look at it from a girl's, to be honest. So
Thank you.
It makes things a little bit more difficult to answer questions like that.
Have you ever empathized or thought about how it feels to be a man and have the pressure of pursuing women and risking rejection?
Yes, women are empathists. Empathists, whatever the right word is. Women have a bigger heart, and I think we care about men's feelings much more than men care about women's feelings.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Whoa. Lady, I gotta stop you right there. You're trying to say that y'all care more about men's feelings? If that's the case, then why is it that if a man starts to open up and he starts to expose some of his insecurities and his vulnerabilities with you, you store it in the back of your brain and then you bring it out and weaponize it against him later? This happens so many times. When a man starts opening up, y'all start giving him sympathy and making fun of him and calling him weak and everything else. So this is a classic example of y'all say one thing, but your response to it is something completely different. So with all due respect, lady,
stop the cap.
And that is why women tend to date shitty men.
Yeah, I always think about that. I'm always like, dang, if I was a man, I would never go to people.
Women face rejection every single day in the workplace. They get ridiculed for jobs if they're not wearing enough makeup or if they are wearing too much makeup. There are so many other things, and I think we need to just understand that everybody goes through their own levels of privilege and their own levels of discrimination too.
Do you think women have difficulty seeing things from a male perspective?
For sure. A lot of girls are very conceited and self-absorbed and only think of themselves and don't think about how the situation might affect somebody else, as in the guy that might be really nervous to talk to them, and just blunt, rude responses can actually take a pretty hard toll on guys, and I feel like a lot of girls don't realize that.
Why do you think that is?
Because girls get treated differently. We just got let into a club for free because we're on a guest list, and our friend that was with us
Who's a guy?
He's a guy, yeah. But he was gonna have to pay $60 to get in, and it's after hours. That just really sucks, and there should definitely be a little bit different of a culture, I'd say, because it makes things much more difficult for guys when they can't even get out and get down there, and it's mostly girls.
okay, if you feel that strongly about it, then why don't you get you and all your girlfriends and y'all start to protest to change the laws and change the standards to where y'all pay too. If the man gotta pay, then you need to pay too. If you feel that strongly about it and talk about how unfair it is, then why don't the next time you go to the club with you and your homegirl, why don't y'all pay? If they say ladies' night, ladies get in free before 11, you need to stop them at the door and say, you know what? I demand that I pay. It is unfair that I get in for free. The man has to pay. This is equality. Here, take my money. Oh, but guess what? You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that.
Or guys with money, I suppose.
If a woman rejects a man, how should he know whether or not to keep trying?
Her body language.
Okay.
I just think you should not keep trying.
If she rejects you, you should not keep trying.
Have you ever rejected a man specifically to test his determination to winning you over?
Of course. I love the chase. I love the chase.
Have you ever rejected a man specifically to test his determination to winning you over?
No.
Yes. You have? Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, because it's pathetic. It's like, I already don't want you.
No.
So why would you keep,
So
What?
if you reject him, have you ever rejected someone for them to keep trying? That was the question.
Oh. Wait.
Have you ever rejected someone so they keep trying? Yes or no?
Oh. Okay, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Say why, so they know.
Because it's fun. It's a game. That's
Stupid.
What?
Have you ever rejected a man specifically to test his determination to winning you over?
Yes. 100%.
So then how does no always mean no?
It doesn't. No
Gotcha,
can mean
bitch.
yeah.
Well, that's confusing.
No can mean yeah, and yeah can mean no. Just depends on how you say it.
What?
Why don't women typically approach men?
Because of rejection.
If a woman chooses to approach a man and shoot her shot, is she more or less likely to be rejected than if a man approaches a woman?
Less. I feel like men like that.
I think a woman shooting her shot is much more likely to end up with that man.
If a girl
Well, then why don't y'all
approaches
do
a
it?
guy and makes the first move, usually it works out better.
What advice would you give to the men that fear rejection?
Don't be scared. Just shoot your shot. Maybe you have a chance. Maybe don't. Rejection is just something to take in. It's something to learn from.
Why don't women just follow that same advice?
I
There you
follow
go.
that advice, but
Stop the cap.
she's about to piss me off.
But women don't typically approach men.
Because women typically don't go out to look for men. We go out to have fun.
Do you think men prefer the chase or the catch?
The chase.
What good is the chase if you don't catch it?
I feel like they like games.
Do women prefer men who enjoy the chase?
I'm not sure. I feel like it would have to be both.
Stupid.
Why would women expect loyalty when they like going for the guy that enjoys chasing women? Isn't he less likely to be loyal?
That's a good point. That's true.
Stupid.
If women take rejection worse than men, what does that say about being a strong, independent woman?
Maybe you're not that independent and strong. Maybe you need to work on some things. Maybe you have daddy issues.
I've heard a lot of women say that they don't approach because they're afraid of rejection. If women are the ones who fear rejection, why are women always the ones complaining about men not showing their emotions?
Damn, he's got some good questions. Oh, I feel like, okay. Damn, I agree with you. Like, I agree, honestly.
Yeah, that's a fair question because I think it's confidence on both, like male and female. It shouldn't just be on one gender.
Damn,
you're
fun as
have a connection
hell.
with somebody and you like feel their energy and like you meet them in person and you feel like you won't be able to like live your life without ever seeing them again, you gotta go for it.
If men risk rejection, wouldn't that mean men are the ones who are more emotionally available because they are the first ones to be vulnerable?
Yes. I feel like men have to heal faster so that way they can help women heal and understand women's needs as well. And like that makes them have to be more emotionally available for each new relationship, whereas women tend to we tend to hold grudges, and like at the end of the day, we should be just as emotionally available, but they tend to not be, so.
Why are women more likely to approach men for business than they are for dating?
I have been approaching men more often actually. I think women don't approach men because we think that the man should do that for us, but you know what? I think that the world needs to change a little bit and the women have to go after the men.
Oh,
Because
really?
men are snakes. A lot of men, when they approach you.
Here we go with the septum piercings, man. What do I always tell y'all on every video about these septum piercings, bro? Red flags. Something wrong with them.
9 times out of 10, it's just for sex. And I'm sorry if you're not the man that's just approaching for sex, but most men are. So most women know that like when a guy's coming to you, it's almost always for sex. So it's kind of just the rap you guys have. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's like a really terrible stigma in our culture that has kind of just built this up, I think. That's made things a lot more difficult, just like over time, and how men are supposed to be like the ones that protect and don't have feelings and things like that. I feel like has just not helped the stigma at all leading up to our culture today.
Why is it if a man rejects a woman for dating, it's considered preference, but if a man rejects a woman for employment, it's considered sexism?
Because employment, that's like a professional environment. You can't judge people based on employment, but if you don't want to date someone, don't date them.
If you can't force women to date men they don't want to date, why should companies be forced to hire women they don't want to hire?
I don't think that companies should be forced to hire women they don't want to hire.
Are companies forced to hire women they don't want to hire?
It's called affirmative action. There's quotas.
Ooh.
Stupid.
Ooh. Well, I think we should ask Jesus on that one.
If
Cut
men
that out,
need to
you little
accept that they
bastard.
need to work harder in the dating market, why can't women accept that they need to work harder in the job market?
That is also a leading question.
Fuck nigga to the end, tell a friend, bitch.
That's absolutely fair. I think it shouldn't be based off of your race or your gender or anything of that sort. It should be based off of your qualifications for hiring. And I think that should be the same in a relationship. There's different qualities that different people look for, and if they don't have those, then they're not interested.
Why would a man want to approach a woman today when he not only has to fear just being rejected, but also has to fear being accused of harassment?
There we go.
Why would they?
Here we go.
Stupid. Gotcha, bitch.
Ooh, there's a roach. Oh my fuck. I'm so sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why are men expected to overcome their fear of rejection, but women can't seem to overcome their fear of spiders and cockroaches?
Stupid. Gotcha, bitch.
Well, one can leave you with actually, I'm not sure. It's both a good question. I feel like people should just get over things both ways.
I'll never overcome that fear.
They have 8 legs, a ton of eyes. Are you kidding me? They creepy crawl in your ears? Yeah,
That's a weird question. I think that men specifically need to be assertive, but in a kind and compassionate way, because women have been mistreated for so long in so many different ways.
Here we go.
That it's important that
they
take initiative in a respectful manner. And women don't necessarily owe anything to men, and we're treated like property for so long that they deserve a little bit of respect. That's my opinion.
Stop the cap.
Can I ask you this? Do you think it's okay for the men of today to be expected to pay for the sins of the men of the past?
No, absolutely not. I think everybody's an individual and they are entitled to their own experience in life. But I do think that people need to understand why women have certain fears, and that generational trauma is scientifically proven.
Yeah, why we are more cautious entering the dating scene than maybe men are.
If women take rejection worse than men, what does that say about being a strong, independent woman?
Maybe you're not that independent and strong. Maybe you need to work on some things. Maybe you have daddy issues.
Why does society lower the job requirements for women, military, firefighters, etc., but women won't lower their dating requirements for men?
Because women don't have to lower their dating requirements for men.
So then why should companies have to lower their job requirements for women?
I don't think they lower them. I think
They do.
the women
They
meet
absolutely do.
they have to meet the requirements. I mean, I've gotten rejected for jobs
Well,
but
I
I don't
mean,
meet
the
the
standards for military and firefighters for men and women are different.
True.
Exactly.
So why should these companies be, or these institutions be forced to lower their requirements? Why can't women just step their game up?
They can.
Well, but
They
then
don't.
they wouldn't have to lower the requirements.
They don't. Women are badasses. If they're there for a reason.
But the data, I keep telling you, the job requirements are different for female firefighters and female military.
Because we're usually smaller than men.
Why are women the stronger sex when it comes to birthing children, but conveniently the weaker sex when it comes to risking rejection, needing sympathy and validation, killing spiders, opening jars, lifting heavy objects, and fighting wars?
I'll fight a war.
bitch.
Send me out, boy.
Yeah,
Have
right.
you ever fought in a war?
Stop the cap.
Oh.
Why would a man want to approach a woman today when he not only has to fear just being rejected, but also has to fear being accused of harassment?
Because we don't want to be lonely.
Guys should.
Hey, that's honest.
If they're being like consistently rejected, even for girls, you should like think about like how you're approaching the situation on both ends, like all sexes, everyone. Like if that's a common trend, there might be something
that you're doing that makes them uncomfortable.
All right, okay, man. Shout out to It's Complicated for coming through with the fire video called Risking Rejection, man. Okay, so my first impressions of watching this is actually a good series of interviews. He was asking some good thought-provoking questions, but there was a whole lot of capping going on, man.
Stop the cap.
There's a whole lot of that going on. And see, I really liked when he asked the question of if jobs lower their standards to allow women in, why can't women lower their standards to let men in? And see, and that's a very good question, because like a lot of the way he asked it, a lot of the way he frames the questions, it's a setup to expose multi-layered double standards that we have in society. And it is so interesting how the guy is always expected to initiate things in a traditional sense, right? Men are always held to the traditional old school 1950s checklist of behaviors, morals, and principles, right? We're still expected to be the same from back in the day. But then when you try to apply that same logic on the female side, they're quick to say, "Oh, this ain't the 1950s. You trying to go backwards." And it's like, well, wait a minute. Why is it that there's a standard expected on our side, but then we can't expect a standard on that side, on your side? It's clear double standard. And so it's like, it's almost like they always want to have a decided advantage. And in the long run, it's not going to work, because in order for them to get relationships and families, we have to be the ones to give them that. So if they don't adapt and get in line with what we need and what we want, then they're going to be over here answering questions and making themselves look dumb out here.
Stupid.
So with that being said, that's pretty much my reaction, man. So if you like the video, go ahead and give this video a like. Share with a couple of your friends. Make sure you follow me on all my social media sites. And if you got something specific, go ahead and drop it in that comment section, man. It's your boy AnonymousBased. Peace.
Fake purse, you disqualified. Them your friend clothes, too much you got it hard. In the club every week, but you ain't got a job. You disqualified, shorty, you disqualified. You disqualified, shorty, you disqualified. Bad bitch with me look like the Kardashians. Pulled up in the club in that brand new Aston. Jumped the line.